Hi, my name's Tristan Rivers, and I'm back, and I'm here to answer the most common questions that you guys have had for me about the Floyd Rose FRX bridge. So as any of you guys have seen any of my videos have figured out, I've kind of been missing for a little while. Basically, I had a lot of personal and professional things going on that caused me to sacrifice some projects, including this whole YouTube thing. It wasn't all negative though. I mean, my melodic rock band 9 Lives just released an album called Crazy After Midnight. I'll have a link for that where you can find it on all the major streaming sites. As well, my fusion band Sputnik, we've finished writing our follow-up to Parallax Volume 1 and we're tracking it right now. And I also got out and gigged a ton. I haven't done that in a very long time. The last bit of my music career, so to speak, has been very much in closed doors. So it was great to get on stage a whole bunch over this last year. Basically, I just want to say thanks to all the people who commented on and messaged me about my videos, pretty much just the FRX to be honest, because I've only been doing this for a short period of time. Thanks to all the people who answered a lot of the questions while I pretty much was non-existent here. That was absolutely awesome. And of course, thank you very much to all the subscribers I keep getting each week. To be honest, I wouldn't be doing this right now and getting things started up again if it weren't for you guys. So thanks a lot. And here we go. The biggest question that I get is, do you need the locking nut? And basically the answer is no. I mean, like any guitar, you know, there's going to be a lot of instability coming from the nut. And that's the biggest thing. If you have the lock on there, it essentially ends the guitar where the nut is. That gets rid of the possibility of something binding and making it go out of tune. So if you're not going to put the locking nut on, basically you have to just make sure that your nut is filed properly, that the strings are moving in there. If you have to replace it with a better product, whether it's like a graphite thing or some sort of lubricant, I mean, go ahead and do that. Our locking tuner is going to help. Truthfully, I mean, they should. I mean, it'll definitely make changing strings a lot faster, a lot easier, and it will add some level of stability, but honestly, if you're looking at this Gibson-style headstock, there's these crazy angles that the strings travel through the nut. A locking tuner is not really going to help you with that. It all comes down to what's going on over here. So, I have a video of me playing this guitar without the locking system installed yet. I thought it worked great, but I figured I'd go all in, do the whole thing. You can go ahead and try it without it. I think it'll work out for you just as long as you make sure that your nut is actually slotted properly. Does it affect the tone? That's one that I can't really answer because I hardly played it, and it had terrible strings on it. So when I did all this, I put on fresh strings. I put on heavier strings, well, heavier. They're 10s. This thing had 9s on it when I bought it. So that could have attributed to the change in tone that I experienced. I mean, I like the sound of it. It sounds better. I really think it does. But that could be because I put brand new strings on it. It could be because they were slightly heavier strings. But you never know. I mean, I feel like the extra mass and contact that's going on with the FRX does actually give it a good sound. Whether that sound is something that you like or not, that's something you'll have to decide for yourself. I definitely had some requests or comments suggesting, oh, why didn't you do a comparison with the FRX versus the stop tail and all that? And you know what? I'll do that. I've got to reset up this guitar, put on some fresh strings. So what I'll do is I will pull this off. I will put the stop tail on and the standard bridge, and I'll do a comparison video. I'll certainly make that one a priority. So we'll see. Does it affect the sound of the guitar? So another big question I get is, does it fit a flying V? From a Gibson standpoint, that one might be a little tricky. Well, for one, it's not going to fit anything that doesn't have a stop tail piece. That's actually what it mounts to. It doesn't mount to like the Tune-O-Matic style bridge. So if you've got a V where the strings are going through the body, that's not going to work. There were some people who had left messages or comments that said that they contacted Floyd Rose and they were suggesting it's not going to work due to something about just the way that the bridge height was on the D string or something like that. I can't remember exactly. Definitely the nut would be an odd situation too. It's not this style headstock. You've got that big truss rod cover on the Flying V's sort of arrowhead style headstock. So I don't know. I don't own a Flying V, so I can't really test that. I would imagine you could easily mount this to a Flying V's headstock. It just might look a little funny with parts of it routed out where this might not be covering, but you'd think there'd be some way to put this on there or something similar, so you could do that. The question just is this end going to work? And that I don't know. Like I said, one user left a message on one of my videos saying that it does not work, so you'd have to do a little more research. Does it fit every kind of guitar like this, though? Clearly it doesn't. It's not going to fit a Flying V for some people because Floyd Rose specifically said it does not. I've talked to some people who said that their Les Paul didn't quite work out. I imagine most of the people that I've had that conversation with was mostly talking about 70s Les Pauls. So it might just be something about the way that they made them back then. These modern ones, they seem to work fairly well. Like the neck angles are about right. The bridges can go high enough that it seems that it lines everything up nicely and should work. I certainly have not tried this on anything older than technically for myself, 2000 Les Paul is the only one I've put it on, but any of the experience I've had talking to other people as well, it seems like anything modern's fine. 70s stuff might be a little questionable, and anything beyond that, I get the feeling that people probably wouldn't want to try putting something like this on something from the 50s or the 60s, so I don't know. I certainly haven't put this on a reissue either, so I don't know how that would work. I know the neck angle is a little bit straighter. My R8 probably has like the flattest neck angle in terms of that way compared to all my other Les Pauls, so that might be problematic, but I don't know. Removing the bar, how easy is that? Well, not terribly easy right now because I had these screws a little bit tighter. That is something that I said was certainly annoying for me. The fact that you can adjust the tension quite nicely, I mean, that's cool. But the fact that I need to reach for this Allen key in order to do it, that's a little annoying, especially if you need to put your guitar away really quickly. Say you're at a gig and you just need to load out real fast. In terms of the way that it performs because of it, it's fantastic. But in terms of removing it, I needed this Allen key to put it back in. I was able to yank it out, but to put it back in, I needed this Allen key, and it took more work than I would normally want, but I guess that's being pretty picky. The final question that I was probably asked the most is, does the EVH D-tuna work with the FRX? And the answer is, once again, I don't know because I haven't tried it yet, but I did pick one up. So that's something else that I'm going to try out right away. I see no reason why it shouldn't work with the FRX. It looks like the D-tuna is supposed to fit a Floyd Rose that's got the standard whale tail kind of thing. FRX is like that, so as long as the threads work, I can't see this not working. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. Anyways, that's all I got for now. I'll have something a lot more in depth for my next posting, and I just want to say thanks a lot for sticking around and not unsubscribing since I've been gone all this time. Thank you to all the new subscribers, and I'll see you soon.